Hello everybody and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. Alright, so we are now Part 4-1. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah? Did you know that Von Karma's daughter is not only 18, just like me? Yeah, why? I'm just thinking how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all this time by herself and she's so grown up. And I'm sure she feels a lot of pressure from her father's reputation. Then you look at me and, well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial. And I think you're really strong too, Maya, after all you've gone through. Good morning! Let's see, you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother's coming in today to show her support. Oh, no. Yeah, that's right, Pearly. Hey, Pearls. Yes, Mr. Nick? Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too? Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch. Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident without her help. Mr. Nick, that's enough. You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. Pearly, not this again. Please, can you do this for us, Pearls? Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time. Phew, thank goodness. Nick. This way Pearls won't be able to see today's trial. What do you mean? What's going on? Things are looking dicey, especially for Morgan. Oh boy. June 22nd, 10 a.m. District Court number 2. Oh, that is Mia. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The image of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I am the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see her in such good spirits today, Mrs. Fey. You can see what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Can be. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes, and this key is proof of that. This key is the only key to the channeling chamber, was not what it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Oh, alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of the arrest, the defendant did indeed leave their room at one point. What? But, Miss Von Karma, how do you explain this picture? Are you saying that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that it wasn't the defendant. Then, what is the meaning of this? All I am saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room, and I believe that when she dropped this key... Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? The prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fey, to the stand. Just as I suspected. Ah, Morgan. Poor Mia, she's really torn by this. She's still drinking her tea? Witness, name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fey, and I am a spirit medium, in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry. But what do you mean, in a manner of speaking? Ah! I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed the spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. Spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world, that is. Yes, that is. You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fey, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Well, that's not really not true, but like... I bet Morgan was set up to say those things. Order! Order! Mrs. Fey, please testify to the court what happened during that time. Oh, I bet I'll find something to contradict. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. The pistol was hanging from Mr. Maya's hand and she was in a daze. Then, quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. You carried her out! What are you talking about? With great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I am afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. That is so false, I don't even know where to begin. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. It is right. She is simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix, right? Why is she making a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. That is so false, I don't even know where to begin. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Now, as a very smart and sly person, it's gonna be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Well, the real difficulty is, I know it's fake, I have to find the thing that proves it. I'm gonna save my game right here. Sort of talk as Morgan. After we heard the gunshots. Just now, you said those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lada's not a foreigner. That's why she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply cannot understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. I can already see people in the Heartland gearing up for a riot. In any case, I have already sent the repairman to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thank you. And what did you do after that, Miss Fey? Talk to me. Was it really necessary to have two people do something as simple as call the police? Yes, it is, Phoenix. What kind of question is that? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. Ah, okay. Sorry. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another... Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. Tell me, man. Tell me. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply did not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and the camera woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fey. This is bad. I have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Fey, please continue. Talk to me. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this strike caused Maya to lose consciousness. Do you stand by this statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. What? Would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. Oh, bold statement that is. So you were covering for the defendant. Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. Something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she— Ah! This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Yes, very well. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Now, this is what I want to question on. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I am ashamed to admit such a thing, however. Yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There was no way she could have escaped you so easily. Well, that's not exactly. Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time the defendant was not physically Maya Fey. That is... Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand. Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't you have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However... Like, where did she go then? Right. You gotta talk to me about this. You fainted. I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor. How long were you unconscious? I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps. 10 minutes, eh? And the defendant is almost certainly went somewhere in that time. Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great, well, now what? Keep talking. So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went. I mean, that makes sense. I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all? Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself. It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this, but the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve, that's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness. That's enough. From what I can tell, there's nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber. I hope this isn't going to come back and bite us in the butt. Now let's take the next logical step and ask, where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber? Yes, that— Be quiet, you. Now then, what the escapee had done and what she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone? Oh, I can't even question Morgan. Okay, who was it? The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Miney? I think you can see where this is headed. Oh no. Oh, they're both gonna corroborate each other by totally lying. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, like, Eenie Miney. I'm, like, researching, like, parapsychology stuff at the, university. What is this parapsychology? Let's see. It's, like, I guess most people call it cult stuff. Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means. Then I suggest you go home and research it for yourself. Yes, sir. Now then, Miss Miney. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor? Yes, sir. For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine for my sake. Alright, witness testimony. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. And I was like, oh my gosh, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible. What the heck? Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying that this person entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey? Well, I mean, it would be the nurse, would it? Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at that time. Are you saying that the spirit of this... that the spirit was the spirit of the witness's sister? Yes, Mimi Miney. She was the nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic. Oh, well, this is... Witness? Yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Do I, really have to? Of course. Miss Miney, please. My sister, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Eenie? Oh, jeez. Making it even harder than it has to be. She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said? Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor? I still can't believe it. I can't believe that it's really go so far as to use a medium to get revenge. It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all of the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for. This testimony just now. Was it all made up? Was this one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine the witness. We believe that a cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind his murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make it one more entertaining than... Make this one more entertaining than the last. Right. Save my game again. Talk to me. Wasn't that because of your sesame allergy, was it? That's right. I, think there were some sesame seeds, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, premonition that it was gonna be a totally seedy day. Yes, indeed. I see. Am I the only one who missed the boat here? Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping? Do you know the time? Maybe a little before 11 a.m. Something like that, I think. 11 a.m. Yeah, my stomach's totally ready for, food. No, I think you misunderstood me. I'm not asking what time it is now. And what time was it when someone came into your room? Oh, so, that's what you meant? You should have been more, clear about it. Sorry, my bad. No, it's okay. It's really... That's it? Why'd you stop mid-sentence? Did I? So, what was I talking about again? Never mind. Witness, about this person who entered the side room. Are you absolutely sure? I guess. You guess. Was it or was it not your sister who entered? I don't know. I mean, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I'm an only child. But more than that, she managed to mess up the question with her answer. Well, Mr. Wright, the defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Miney? You were happy in a sad way. Yeah, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react to with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But maybe if I was someone who didn't know about the occult, but I know all about the Korean channeling technique. The point here is that the witness immediately recognized that it was her sister. Yeah, what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Nope. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. There wasn't any reason for me to, think anything was strange. But, ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase objection. Could you try using that once in a while? Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw his sister, is it really that important? Oh, yes, it is. It is very important, although I have quite figured out what it is yet. I gotta bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about. Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony. Okay, I'm totally cool with that. So there was nothing odd about your sister's appearance. Yeah, nothing was, weird. She's talking to herself like she's found something wrong. It's impossible. Everything is okay? Can I, go on? I guess so. Something terrible. What was the thing she told you? Huh? Didn't I just, tell you about it? Did you, forget already? A foolish fool with a foolish seed for a brain can only speak so foolishly with foolish words. Well, excuse me, princess. Anyway, should I ask to hear the story again? Sure. I'm sorry, but could I hear the story one more time? Sure, no problem. I'll even, tell it all spooky, for you. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it? Amy. How was that? It was a little scary. I'm sorry, maybe I should put too much spookiness into it. I know there has to be something I can use, but where? She really put a lot of thought into this lie, didn't she? We can't rush this. Let's take it slowly, one step at a time. She's bound to slip up somewhere. Don't give up. Don't get careless, okay? Remember, calm and collected. Sip the wheel. Okay. I was in the channeling room sleeping. It was the side room sleeping. A little later, someone comes in the room. I'm like, OMG, it's my sister. Can I get a... I'm gonna need, I can't use a profile for this one, so I'm gonna have to use evidence. all the way here. That's bold. Wait, costume look normal? That's weird. Aren't you gonna notice the blood on it? I'm gonna save my game first, but I'm gonna try that. I mean, it makes sense to me. It probably looked anything but normal.
Objection!
That was a very well spun line, Missini. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix, right? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. Stealing my lines down, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, but I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This picture of your sister you met. I would think that even you'd be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood that you saw in your testimony? If you're really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat. Order! Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney? I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me. What are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on the stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to snap. Now hurry up with the testimony. If you please. Oh, the judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. After the murder, part 2. The side room was, kind of dark, you know? So, the costume is, purple. The blood totally blended right in. And I, persuaded my sister that it wasn't, right to do something like that. And then, I took my sister to the channeling chat. Huh? Yes, now I see. And you've given us a clear reason why you didn't notice the blood. You think? Thanks, Gramps. Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright? No, I am... Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness. I am definitely not satisfied. Alright. Talk to me. Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room. Don't push your subjective opinions onto the court. That's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Miney's? You are such a hopeless god, witness. You may feel free to ignore this tiny little man. Okay. I can't breathe. Let me out of here. You didn't see the blood. Yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That's, Are you going to tell me that you didn't notice the gun either? I totally didn't. All I was looking at was, her face. Continue. And what was your sister, Miss Meanie Miney, like at the time? Well, she was totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think she knew, she said she did something really bad, and she said she wanted to go with me too, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Yeah. No. This is where I have problems. Was your sister calm by that time? I guess so. I guess maybe, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, made her feel a lot better. I'd feel a lot better too. Mr. Phoenix, right? The sooner the better. She says with her whip at the ready. And, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? May I ask you one more thing, Mrs. Miney? Sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place, huh? Like, when do you mean? When? When you... Honestly, we're going to the crime scene. I'll talk about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. Rather quickly. Now what? Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. Oh! The broken vase! That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court. Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd on the way to the channeling chamber is all that important? Yes, it is. It's very important. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this. I have a feeling. Very well. Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony. Like, I don't get why, but okay. I didn't see anyone on the way to like the channeling chamber. You wanna bet? You wanna bet you didn't see anyone? Cause I'm willing to bet that you saw someone. I'm willing to bet you saw it. Am I supposed to present a profile? I probably should. Objection! Yeah, you saw someone. Yeah, you saw someone. You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting. You have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yup, which means anyone walking through the area would have had to see her. So, Miss Miney, what do you have to say to that? As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Also, she was leading her sister at the time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous. Oh, she would have. Oh, it's not preposterous, and I can prove it. Sort of foolish. There is no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl because of the broken vase. This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot. And what is that going to prove? Do you know why it's cracked? It's because Pearl broke it. That's why. She broke the urn. I bet Morgan's having a field day right now in the audience. Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? This urn was broken around the time the channeling started. And Pearl was the one who put it back together, while sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Yeah, even she sounds perplexed. Miss Miney. Pearl was there at the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, then I'd declare you legally blind. I think I've sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You are a masterful liar. Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say. The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course. The witness was testifying about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? Yeah, no. Nuh-uh. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder, she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible, because there is clearly a contradiction here. A contradiction? Where is this contradiction? Help me, Mia! Nah, we're not. I got this, bro. I got this. It is in the evidence. Is it in the evidence? I have to check one more time. Hold on. Clothing box. Actually, it was in her testimony. Early in your testimony, mine, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? Oh. It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did, in fact, go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. But look at the Mana Guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way. Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I asked this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question. Oh no. Don't ask a question off a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix, right? You might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? How's your chance, Phoenix? Yeah? The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Miney. So now is the time to prove it. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer. Where was the witness when the murder took place? Behind the folding screen. Miss Miney was here, of course. What? But that's the channeling chamber. Isn't that the crime scene? She was behind the folding screen. That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime. Order, order! That's... Why, that is... Mr. Phoenix, Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started. Yes, that is correct. Please explain yourself, Mr. Wright. Simple. Miss Eenie Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Oh, easy. It was right here. Right there. Here, of course. Behind the folding screen. Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone hanging out behind that phone screen. See, you stupid jerk. Quit being so quick to pin on me, slime ball. Now, Miney. One so young shouldn't be saying... Shut it, Gramps. As if you know exactly how old I am. I'm sorry. Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. Kabam! The clothing box. Miss Miney, how were you able to hide yourself at the scene of the crime is very simple. You were hiding inside this box. That tiny little box, a person could fit in that. Sorry, but your theory has already been disproved. A lot of disproved you when she was hiding from me in it. But that clothing box was in the side room, right? Which means it has nothing to do with the murder at all. But that's right, I was sleeping there, so I should know. That clothing box was in the side room the whole time. Mr. Wright, do you think you can prove where the clothing box was at the time of the crime? Oh, yes, I can. Now I present the piece of evidence that will prove this clothing box was at the scene of the crime when the murder took place. Honestly, I think it should be this one, right? Take a look at this clothing box. You're so stupid. Is there any sort of evidence of that whole thing? This... What on earth? I don't have time for you to sit there surprised. Hurry up and say it already. There's a hole about 8 inches off the ground. A hole about 8 inches off the ground. Now, where have we heard that before? The folding screen. It had the hole at the same height. That's right. I hope this has opened your eyes to what happened. At the time of the shooting, the clothing box was sitting behind the folding screen, which is why the bullet from the pistol hit both the box and the folding screen. It went through the screen and then into the box. Miss Miney, you are hiding from behind the folding screen, waiting for your chance. For your chance to kill Dr. Gray. Order, order! So, what you are saying is... Then, Mr. Phoenix, Wright, what about this picture? Are you saying that the person in this photo is Miss Eenie Miney? That is exactly what I am saying. Miss Eenie Miney, you were hiding inside this clothing box all along. And you wore a medium's costume to masquerade as Maya Fey. To masquerade as Maya Fey? She had a plan from the very beginning. She would kill Dr. Gray and pin the blame on my client. No, stop. I can't stand to listen to any more of this foolishness. If that's the case, Mr. Phoenix, right, then I have a proposition. This whole idea was that the witness moved the clothing box to the crime scene, pretended to be the defendant, killed the victim, and then fled the scene of the crime. It's not possible for one person to do it all by herself. Correct. It's not. It really is impossible. For one person to do all the preparations, that is. Ow! Need I remind you, the foolish receive no mercy. Wait, Miss Von Karma, you said it was not possible for one person, correct? What? You can't be serious. Miss Miney, you had an accomplice. That accomplice was Morgan. This person. If it wasn't someone from the Crane Village, you couldn't have gotten into the costume. And if it wasn't someone from the Fey household, you wouldn't have that box to use. Morgan Fey. Isn't it the wonderful lady we had, the witness we had earlier? What do you have to say to this, Miss Miney? You shot Dr. Gray with your own 2 hands. Do you deny it? I think this is what really happened. The murderer had planted herself at the scene of the crime long beforehand. Dressed in a medium's costume and wearing a wig, she pretended to be the defendant. And then, the channeling started. The murderer crept silently towards the other 2, both of whom had their eyes closed. First, she drugged my Fey with a strong sleeping agent. Then, she stabbed Dr. Gray with a knife. Next, she hid my client inside the clothing box. She did that so she could take Maya's place and frame her for the crime. That's when something unexpected happened. Unexpected? Yes. Dr. Gray was not actually yet dead. With the last of his strength, he fired a shot at the attacker, which is why the hole in the folding screen was so low to the ground. The murderer then took the gun from Dr. Gray and finished him off. After that, you and the other lady thought to break into the room. Yes, a gunshot is certainly something you wouldn't expect to hear, which is why upon hearing the shots, we forced our way into the channeling chamber. Miss Miney, she immediately covered her own costume with blood and pretended to be Maya Fey. But that sort of deception would have been easy to see through, which is precisely why Morgan Fey chased us out. Please leave this area to me. Go quickly and inform the police. Hurry, before there are more victims here. What is one supposed to say? This is the real truth behind the murder. Who is that, laughing at a time like this? Oh, you simple-minded fools. I'm sorry, but are you still by chance evolving? What? What is it this time? Mrs. Von Karma, surely. Of course it was me. Do you really think someone of uncommon blood would lose due to something this petty? What in the world? Mr. Phoenix Wright, your argument is flawed in one very crucial area. I can think of what it is, and that is that if this witness is the real murderer, then why would she go through all this trouble? Working together with the medium, pretending to be one, putting on this whole act. What reason would she have to do such foolish things? Well, that's yeah, that's right. Exactly what I was gonna say. Oh, sure. Oh, and one other thing. Why would the Miss Mighty want to kill Dr. Gray? What is her motive? Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted to say too. Yeah, motive. I don't have a motive. A motive? I can't say she has no motive here. I have to think of a motive right now. Oh, Dr. Gray killed her sister? The real reason you wanted Dr. Gray dead is this. It's one of these two. Right here. Ha! Just as I thought, you bore me with your silly answers, Phoenix Wright. Oh, just great. How she even calling out my full name? You think I did this to get revenge for my sister's death? Yes. Precisely. Because through that accident, you suffered a lot of hurt and pain yourself. Don't be stupid. No one has proof that Dr. Gray drugged my sister, right? And you want to say I want to take revenge based on nothing. What do you mean by that? Senile, stupid Gramps. I'm, like, going to explain, so, like, please listen, okay? It's been, like, over half a year since I was discharged from the hospital. If I, like, wanted revenge, then I, like, wouldn't have waited this long. And besides, like, the guy that thought of the spirit thing was, like, Dr. Gray. It was, like, a total coincidence he asked me about it, you know? She's back to her airhead persona. However, you see... Ow! Pathetic, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You failed to support your own theory. Oh, I picked the wrong thing. The end. I think we have our answer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What Miss Miney stated is very true. The revenge plan is overly complicated as she had no motive in the first place. Furthermore, there is no reason for Miss Morgan Fay to cooperate with this plan. There is a reason for that. You don't even have any truly decisive piece of evidence to demonstrate your point. So many faults, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You should really learn your place. What happened? Oh, I had it for sure. So, like, just as I, like, told you. I hope you liked your slice of humble pie. Very well. I now conclude the cross-examination of Miss Eenie Miney. Oh, that's it? Your Honor, please allow the defense one more minute. Alright. You can't lose here. Have faith in yourself, Phoenix. Mia. Yes, it does sound ridiculously messed up plan for a murder. But, you know, regardless of that. But regardless, that girl trained for this crime. Really? Listen, Phoenix. Everything happens for a reason. There's a reason for why she had to kill Dr. Gray, and it is also the reason she had no choice but to kill him in this fashion. Time is up, Mr. Wright. Your final answer, please. If you want to say that you can prove Miss Miney had a motive, then why did she kill the victim this way? Can you provide the reason? Can I really do this? Yes, I can. I'm not totally confident, but I know I must press on no matter what. That's right, Phoenix. Only you can do this now. I wish you always substantiate the fact that Miss Miney had a motive. Too bad. You're too late. My cross-examination has already ended, after all. Ow! Interesting. I'll let you have your chance, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? You're supposed to be on my side! Avant Karma only cares about the perfect win. As long as you have the will to fight, I will knock you down, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And I don't care if you are my witness, so help me. I will throw you out of my way. No way. Very well. The court will take a 5-minute recess. We will continue the cross-examination after we reconvene. Hey, wait a sec! things getting heavy. There we go. June 22nd, 12:04 p.m. Just scored Venom Lobby number 3. Hope you guys enjoyed Phoenix Wright. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.